Hello, hello, hello. This is Eric at RC Monster Garage, and look what we're doing today. So there is a big problem with batteries, lithium batteries, nickel metal batteries, and I want to kind of debug some of the ideas that you guys have in your heads, and let's jump into it right away. Please watch the video all the way through the end. I know some of you guys think that you know what you're saying because you saw some kid explain it to you on YouTube when he just got his first car 3 days ago. So please listen to a guy that knows what he's talking about. So without any further ado, there is other manufacturers of battery. You have Fly Racing, you're gonna have like Electron Pro, you have the batteries that come, the smart battery that come from Spectrum. All those batteries are coming from all the same places. In China there is a district that manufacturing batteries for RC. Now, different batteries would have a different type of chemicals inside and will have different kinds of voltage that they will produce. Now, for example, we're looking at this small battery from Electron Pro, and this is just for the example, okay? This one is 11.1 volt. Then it's 1150 milliamp hours, and I will explain in a second, and then it's at 30C. Now, to make it very simple, if you're looking at a real car, 11.1 volt will be the voltage that need to run the vehicle, okay? So this is what the motor will require. Then the 1150 milliamp hour, this will be how big is your gas tank. So if it was a real gas tank on a car, the 1150 will be your gas tank. So if it was like 3000 or 5000, this will how you're going to know how to calculate the time more or less of your vehicle driving. So if you move, for example, from 1000 milliamp battery and you get from a 10 minutes, so 2000 will give you 20 minutes, and you know 3000 will give you 30 minutes, and from there on it's going to be the same. Now, the 30C is something very tricky, and this is what I want to actually continue the entire video about, because this is something important and a lot of you guys getting scammed by those numbers over here. So we already know this is a voltage, we already know this is a milliamp. So this is 3S, so you have 1S, 2S, 3S, 4S, all the way to 6S. Then you have 8S, but you don't have 8S battery in one solid batteries. We're usually going to need two 4S's. So certain batteries you're going to have to hook up two together in order to create the power that you need. Now, 30C will be, if it was a real car, the horsepower you can produce out of your motor. Now, let's look at a bigger battery. This is a big Venom battery. Now, this one is only 2500 milliamp, but it's 22 volts, so it's a 6S, but it's still 30C. It's a pretty big battery, but it's only 30C. So say, okay, but it's saying some of the instruction to get 100C batteries. Let's jump real quick to a 100C battery. So we have a brand new battery from Horizon Hobby, and let's remove all the stuff that's come with it, okay? And now we have 100C battery. This one is 11.1 volt. It's a 3S, it's 3 cells, so there is 3 different batteries soldered together inside, and it's a 5000 milliamp. So again, it's going to be like your gallons of fuel or whatever, okay, if it was fuel. Now you have 100C here, but what is the difference? Because this battery have 22 volt and this one have 11.1 volt. And when you look at it and you see that, okay, this is 2500 and this is 5000, but this is actually bigger. This battery is bigger and it's only like 3S. So this will be our flight battery, and those will fly like the ducted fan airplanes. They turn really, really fast. Those things turning like about between 10,000 RPM, sometimes to 60,000 RPM. And what you're looking at here is a battery that actually not even swollen, and it's pretty old battery, and you can run your RC car with it and nothing will happen, okay? It will actually stay safe. Then this battery they design to run for the RC car, and then they decide that there is a 100C rating, the discharge, your horsepower will be higher, the power setting will be more stable. Now, This is where I have problem with all those vehicles, okay, in all those actually batteries. Now, for a while, actually for almost like more than 10 years, we were selling those batteries from a company called Venom. Venom used to be Atomic, and this is their brand of batteries. They're very good. They come with very good warranty. And if you look on the side, they have limited lifetime warranty. And this is the drive battery, and it's a very expensive battery. It's a ridiculously expensive battery, but it's only 50C. And this and that, it's exactly the same, exactly in the same battery, but one of them is 100C and one of them is a 50C. Now, before we jump to what I think about it, I want to explain. This is a drometer. So what this thing does, you plug this in between a toy that you have, like if it's an airplane, a car, and you can see the amp that you know, it will draw from the motor to know what size of battery you need, is see that you don't put stress on your ESC, okay? Nobody uses those anymore. We use them for airplanes, and you can use those for cars that work pretty good. But for car batteries or anything else, we have those battery testers, and I'm gonna demonstrate real quick. I'm sorry, I'm moving more. I'm trying to be near the camera so I can actually see that I'm showing you the right numbers. I'm gonna plug this real quick. This turn on, and then it show you the voltage, and it show you like how many percent, what is the percentage of the battery right now. It's only 3%. And then one cell will be 3.5, one cell will be 3.3, and then one cell will be 3.7. All those together will give you 1026, okay? So far we know, so the voltage here is not really 11, it's only 10.6 out of 11. So what's going on? So because the cells are lower, right now we're getting less in each cell out of the 3. We're not getting actually 4 volt, we are getting only like 3.3 volt. Now if you hook up this big battery right now, and I want to show, let's hang this thing over here. Okay, this thing is a little bit more full, it's 32%, and it's 3.7, 3.7, and 3.7. Everything together give you 11 volt because it's a little bit more full. But still, it's not charged, so you don't have the 4.8 that it's supposed to have, okay? So, C rating, where you get the horsepower, cannot measure by this device, cannot measure by that device, okay? So far, if you stay tuned all the way to my video, I want to explain. I believe that this is a ripoff, okay? Yes, I said the word ripoff, fraud, whatever you want to do. You cannot really test that, and I don't care who will come and say that they have a meter that can check the C rating, because you cannot check the C rating, the density of the battery, and the discharge rate. Now, on some of the batteries, they add in, let's go back to this one, 2C charging rate. They tell you how fast you can charge it, and you don't see it really on this big battery, okay? So I just want you to guys pay attention. Now, there is other brand of batteries that manufacture other batteries that have different numbers on them. Now, let's open this thing real quick. Actually, I need this battery. This battery, and again, I'm showing like something that I have near me. This battery from Electron Pro is a nickel metal hydride battery. It's not a lipo battery, it's a 7.2 volt, okay? Those things have the milliamp hours, okay? So you're gonna know that this battery is 7 volt and it's 3000 milliamp, and that's it. There is no C rating. It's a 1C maximum charge rate. So for every like 7.2 volt, okay, there is a amount that you're going to set up on your charger that will represent how fast you can charge the battery without damaging it. So this one will charge at 3 amp, no problem at all. Actually, you can charge those at 4 amp and still nothing would happen. But there is no C rating on those batteries for the discharge, and you can run those all day long and you can abuse them and they're not going to catch fire or anything. But what is the difference? Why the C rating popped over here? So when we were flying airplanes and when we were starting with the fast cars, we noticed that some of the batteries will actually puff from the side, and then some of them will catch fire, but it still was not in representation to the 100 C rate. So when you ran battery with batteries that was having less of the C rate than what manufacturer recommended or what people tell you, some people claim, oh yeah, with a higher C rate I got more power. But the C rate does not give you the power. The power comes from the voltage. For example, this battery is 5000, okay? And I want to show something about power. Where is my trusty X-Acto blade? This battery from Lectern Pro is 5200, okay? Can you see? Oops, there it is. 5200 50C. So it's have more power than this battery, but it's have lower C rating. The C rating on this thing is 50, but I know that they're not cheating me because this will be a 50C battery, and I don't really believe that this is a 100C battery because I don't really believe that those things exist. Now, there's a couple other companies that you can go and get their batteries, and their batteries will give you a different measurement. But, for example, this battery was 5200 milliamp. So it means that I have 200 milliamp more than here. So the car will drive longer time and will have a little bit more kick just because it's have a little bit more juice in it. Again, the C rate is not helping me here in any way. Now, if you don't believe me, you can do a test yourself. Buy yourself two batteries. Buy a battery with 100C. Buy a battery with a 50C. Put a GPS speedometer on both of them. Make sure both of the batteries are charged. Check the cells of each battery. And go and run your car and see what happens. Which one will give you more power, if any of them will give you more. This is the conclusion that I got at the last couple years dealing with all those batteries, selling it to customers, see problem with batteries. And please listen to people like me, because I don't care about a guy called Bob or Bill writing stuff on the internet when they actually have no clue what they're saying. If you have 10 cars at home that you bought 2 weeks ago in the shop, it does not make you an expert. You need to understand how those things work. You need to know when they're going to pop when you charge them, how they're going to pop, when they're going to catch fire. All those things, if you don't have a clue, don't recommend people to go and buy the higher C rating. This is a complete ripoff. This is completely wrong, and this costs you more money. So you pay more money. This 100 over here going to cost you more money when you buy the batteries that you don't really need. Especially if you're buying it for your kids. Your kids do not need any battery with 100 C rate. They need 50 C rate. Even like 30 C rate will be overkill. So don't forget, like, subscribe, and share. This is just kind of informative video. I know it's kind of boring, but information sometimes is boring, but it's something you guys need. And stay away from all those batteries on eBay and Amazon. They say that they're 100C, 200C. It's impossible. The Chinese are ripping you off. And I see those batteries keep catching fire left and right. People have a $1,000 car with $20 batteries, and then they have $0 melted car after a fire. So please pay attention. Don't forget, like, subscribe, and share, and see you on my next video. Bye.